Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Nigel Oxley and this is What to Watch. Quick wristwatch check before we get going today. I am wearing the Tudor Black Bay Steel and Gold, and I'm wearing this today because I'm just starting to do some photography on it for a review that's going to be coming up in the next couple of weeks. But we're not here to do a review today. What we're here to do today is to discuss YouTube videos, and if you've been on YouTube for long enough you will see these everywhere that proclaim to know the best of something under a certain price point. Now that it must be impossible to do for watches because there are so many launches every year. Unless I had had a hands-on experience with every single watch on the market, there's no way I could give you a definitive best watch under a certain price point answer. Now, what I am going to do instead is I'm going to give you my 5 picks for watches that I would currently buy under 5 different price points. And then at the end of that, what I want you guys to do is comment down below and tell me exactly what you would buy based on your current wants and based on what gaps you think would fill your collection at those price points. So, without any further ado, let's go shopping, let's get into it.
So, here are the rules for our fancy shopping trip. 1. The watch must be brand new, as used watches might put the model into another price bracket, either higher or lower in some cases. 2. You cannot exceed the budget. Now, I know a percentage of you are from the US, and the good thing at the minute is that our exchange rate is almost 1.1. So if you do buy in US dollars, just add about 10% for the conversion rate. 3. I've abolished waiting lists and out of stocks, so if you want to include a Rolex or a micro brand with limited production numbers, you can. And 4, it can't be a watch you already own. Where's the fun in going shopping for watches you already have? So, lastly, before we get into it, as the watches in today's episode aren't watches I own or have any real review time with, this is not a recommendation in any way. But if you own any of the models I choose, please let me know what your experiences are with them down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you've got to say. If I do go on to buy any of these models, they will appear on the channel and I will give them a full review and score out of 100 as usual. Okay guys, our first category is the £500 category, and this one I've chosen comes from Tissot. And the reason for that is because of all you guys that I follow on Instagram. We're looking at those wrist rolls all the time, they're absolutely incredible. Originally I tried on the 41mm when it came out, but with the fact that it's got that integrated case and bracelet, it just looked far too large for my wrists. So since this launch, the new one with the 35mm, I think this would suit me perfectly. Not sure about the gold, don't know if I could pull off an all gold looking watch. Don't really know, I'm a massive fan of the green, I don't wear a lot of the green. Do quite like this ice blue version, but I think for me, the one I would pick would be this sunburst navy blue dial version. Our next category then is the under £1,000 category, and although I managed to get quite underneath the price point of the last category, this one I am just scraping in, and yeah, that's right, it's a Christopher Ward. It's actually the C63 Sealander GMT. Now, I wouldn't go for the black version based on the fact that I already own Steinhardt, which has got a very similar look to it and does pretty much the same thing. This blue I think is very nice, but it's a bit too flat. One thing I've learned is that I'm not a massive fan of green watches by doing this, so I wouldn't have the green, but that white I think is absolutely fantastic. It's got an amazing pop of colour from that orange GMT hand. It's 39mm, so I think it would wear very, very well. Salita movement inside. I think that now that Christopher Ward have got their logo in the right place, I think this is definitely an option that I would have. Now our next category is the under £2,000 category, and for this I'm going to go for a chronograph. It's actually a Hamilton chronograph. It's called, and this is a bit of a mouthful, the Hamilton Classic Intramatic Chronograph. This is available either as a Panda or a reverse Panda option. Now, as I already own a Panda dial chronograph, I'd go for the reverse Panda option on the black leather strap. Now, although this is quite chunky in height, Because it's only 40mm and on leather, it should fit my wrist quite well. It comes in at £1,890, so well under budget. Now for the under £3,000 category, I've gone for a brand that's had some absolutely fantastic launches this year and pretty much dominates the market as far as this price point is concerned. It's Tudor. A lot of the launches they've had so far this year have dramatically come down in size from their old 41mm models, which really do suit my wrist. And the one I would go for here is the Ranger. It comes in at £2,420 on the bracelet. I think the sizing is great for this style of watch. They probably could have gone down possibly into 36, but that's just because I've got a small wrist. I think it's a no fuss wear everyday watch with all the goodness we've come to expect from Tudor. Great case, finishing, an in-house movement, and now they've even added an on-the-fly adjustment to the bracelet. The last category for the episode is the under £5,000 budget. Now, I recently rewatched Apollo 13 a few months ago, and ever since then I've had a real hankering for a Speedmaster. If you haven't seen that film, or it's been a while since you saw it, I recommend you go back and watch it, as the first time I saw the film was before I was into watches and really didn't notice how many times the watch features in the film. The Speedmaster Pro is a little bit out of budget, however, there is a 38mm coaxial version that just sneaks in at £4,800. Now this does come in a range of colours. The white I probably wouldn't have because of those rose gold indices. The grey and possibly the blue I would have to see in the flesh. However, for me, I think I would go for this black version. I think it's just got all the right amount of Speedmastery-ness, if that's a word. So, there you have it. Shopping list complete. A Tissot PRX 35, a Christopher Ward C63 GMT, a Hamilton chronograph with a very long name, a Tudor Ranger, and an Omega Speedmaster coaxial 38.
So there you have it. That's what I would buy at each of those 5 price points. But what I really want to know is what you guys would buy. So do me a favour, let me know in the comments down below, 1 to 5, what you would buy at each of those price points. That's it for today, guys. Thank you very much. And remember, if you're struggling for what to watch, just keep an eye out for another one of my videos. See you next time.